Hello everyone and welcome inside of the Rogers studio for another episode of North Stars Noise. I'm your host Matt Sanderson, and along with me today is rookie for the North Stars, Garrett Reid. Garrett, thanks for joining us here.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about your background. You were mentioning to me there off air that you grew up through the Owen Sound lacrosse system. You played Junior B for the North Stars, and then you took a year off and you decided that you're going to come back this year for the Senior Bees.
Yeah, so I played my junior over in my beginning of my junior career over in Shelburne. When I was 18, I came to Owen Sound to start playing Junior B. I played my last 3 years there. I aged out 2 years ago. So then last summer I was away at university in Ottawa, so there wasn't much lacrosse for me to play out there, but back this summer full time, so excited to be back and excited to get to work.
Absolutely. So I know you've only played one game so far this season, and you played it on Sunday. That was actually a very good win, a convincing win for you guys, a 14-7 win. Tell us a little bit about that weekend and why that was such a monumental weekend for this team.
Well, we had a pretty tough start to the season, right? We started out against Oakville and Six Nations, two of the better teams in the league, and we lost them both. So we obviously didn't want to go down to 1-3 or 0-4. So winning both games this weekend, it gets us back to 2-4, especially because only 4 teams make playoffs, right? So at the end of the year, it might come down to us and Ennismore, and the games versus are the first tiebreaker. So if we have those two in hand, we've basically won that tiebreaker already. So it's huge to get both those out of the way already.
Yeah, and it's nice for you to jump out to getting back to 500 already. You mentioned that poor start there, but the one thing with this North Stars team is you kind of take a little bit to kind of get your feet wet, get the ball rolling, and then going. And then in the second half of the season, the North Stars really start to shine. Are you noticing this team starting to gel a little bit more? People are vibing with each other?
Yeah, for sure. You know, we got a lot of guys from a lot of different towns, Elora, Guelph, Orangeville, and then the Owen Sound boys, obviously. So it takes some time for us to get used to each other again. Some of us play ball in the winter, but a lot of us don't. So even just getting your sticks back to what they usually are, it takes a few weeks, takes a few months. But I can definitely feel that we're starting to ramp it up, and hopefully we can cruise from here on out.
All right, so let's take a look at the highlights from this weekend. We're not going to show you Saturday's highlights. We will show you Sunday's highlights, though. Take a look.
There's a shot and a goal. 17-7 win. One of them is Brendan Welsh. He plays it across to Lance. Lance moving in. Move. Shot, and it's in. First time I've called his name. I believe that's him wearing his 18 jersey today. Shot and a goal. Heseltine again. First half of the first period. Tompkinson running the floor, makes a move to the outside. Shot, and he scores. Wow. Ivy 22, Elder 20. And there's a goal for Heseltine. His third. And they had losses to Brooklyn in overtime to start the season and a loss to Six Nations. There's a shot and a goal. And Dan Michael has Ennismore on the board. Led ahead, looking for Tompkinson. He's got to keep his balance. He does. There's a shot and he scores. Through the legs of Wilson. Maudsley loves that move to get to the net. It works again. Shot, and he scores. Tompkinson stepping in. He's got Milnes on the back door. Can't find him. Welsh steps out back door. Milnes scores. Sands has the edge there. Sands got the screen. He scores. Beautiful shot. Pass inside. Michael scores. Great Heseltine. 10 on the clock. Flips it across. Elder inside. Heseltine over the shoulder, and he scores.
Wow. No.
Second or third this game. One of the two. Evans with the lane to step in, and he scores.
There's not much given that ball.
Heseltine back across out to Welsh. He flips it back door. What a ridiculous pass that is. Here's Tompkinson, and his shot scores. Gets 2 big wins here at home this weekend.
And you see there a very convincing win nonetheless. Garrett Reid You faced a lot of shots. You stopped a good amount, and 7 got by you. But in all reality, in lacrosse, as long as you're doubling up the score and whatnot, that's all that matters. So tell us a little bit about you being a netminder, being a rookie here with this team, and then having guys like Ryan Oldreeve and Scott Comer, who you were mentioning to me, has been around the league a little bit, 2 veteran guys.
Yeah, it's good. And we have a lot of vets on D too, so there's always a lot of talk in the room, little things that you can improve here or there. Or even on Sunday, they had a couple quick goals back to back to back in the second period there. We called a quick timeout. Our defense kind of just talked to me, settled me back down, being a rookie. And then from that point on, it was just smooth sailing. So there's definitely a lot of leadership in that room that I can lean on when I need it.
It does also help being a goaltender and realizing that at one point you look up and it's an 8-3 game, that there's a little bit of cushion there and your team kept scoring to give you a little bit of relief.
Yeah, there's definitely, it's kind of like being a pitcher. There's a lot of run support there. Yeah. So like you said, it doesn't matter how many I let in as long as there's more going up on the other side of the board. Absolutely.
So we'll take a look at what's going on around the OLA Lacrosse Association here, excuse me. Let's take a look at the scoring leaders first of all. Ontario Lacrosse Series standings first. So we're going to have the Oakville Titans. They have 1 overtime loss, but they are 4-0, 0-1 with 8 points. And then Six Nations is 4-1 with 8 as well. The Brooklyn Merchants and then the Owen Sound North Stars. Both of those 2 teams tied 2-2 right now in their records. And Brooklyn's got 3. Oh, they also, have an overtime win there too. So that's why they've got a couple extra points ahead of Owen Sound. And then Ennismore has 4 points. They're 0-3, 0-2 though. So you see kind of how things are breaking down here a little bit. We'll go over to the other division. Scoring leaders. We'll go with Eddie Renaud leading the way. 22 points for him, 12 goals, 10 assists. Also Austin Murphy from the Brooklyn Merchants with 21 points as well. And then you have 4 guys between Oakville, Brooklyn, and Ennismore, all with 20 points. Josh Gilray from Ennismore, Wayne Hill from Six Nations have 18, and then Gate Abrams and Richard Hahn with 16 points there. And we'll go over to North Stars scoring, and Sean Lance right now leading the way. 2 goals, 14 assists, 16 points for him. Nice start for Lance this season. Brendan Welsh, he's got 3 goals and 11 assists for 14 points. Colin Maudsley in the mix with Michael McLeod. You also have Brady Heseltine, Jeff Ivey, Zach Tompkinson, Brett Klopfer, Curtis Gibbons, and Spencer Elder, rounding out your top 10 there of scorers for the Owen Sound Senior B North Stars. Garrett, I know you have weekend. I think you play in Brooklyn on Friday, and then you're back here. You see the schedule. Sunday, home to Six Nations. Always a very tough team. And then home on Friday, June the 7th against the Kitchener Rangers. Then you have Saturday in Ennismore on June the 8th, and then June the 15th back here against Brooklyn, and you see how the rest of that plays out. But this is an important this is an important week for you guys, especially that Six Nations game, because this is a team that has, over the last couple of years, it's been hard to get past Six Nations. They're a very good ball team. Tell me how you guys are going to try to approach this week, though, coming off of 2 big wins.
We had a good practice on the weekend, during the week, so we just want to carry forward what happened on the weekend. It starts on Friday against Brooklyn. They're a good young team. We want to go down there and steal 2 in their barn. As you can see in the standings, they're just above us. We win that game and we move ahead of them because we'd have the tiebreaker in the head-to-head. And then on Nations, like you said, they're a great team. They kind of beat up on us when we went down there. So they're going to see a different team, though, on Sunday. and hopefully we'll give them a bit of payback.
It's always nice having these visiting teams coming into the Bayshore because things are a little different when it comes in, when you're traveling into Owen Sound and playing in the barn here. So we'll have to see what happens, but best of luck, Garrett, and we wish you all the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right, so that does it for this edition of North Stars Noise. Next week, we'll have another special guest on the show with you, and we'll give you highlights of what's going on around the OLA right now and highlights of the Senior B North Stars games. You'll catch me in the broadcast booth on the weekend as well. Until then, take care.